Hi everyone, my name is Lily and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a random character design. You can see over to the side I have a list of things, of traits, and in front of me I have a random roller. I'm speeding this up just a little bit, so if what I'm talking about doesn't like mix well with the exact numbers that I'm rolling, I'm so sorry. But basically I'm using the traits as a spectrum. So for tall to skinny, for example, I'm rolling a 20, like a d20. If I land in the middle, then they'll be normal, average height. If I roll on an extreme, they'll be one of those extremes, and that's the case for all of them, with the exception of... No, that's pretty much it. And really quick, when I say style, what I mean is like clothing, like fashion style. So anyway, I rolled randomly for their everything. I got a decently androgynous roll, and I ended up making him trans. For that, that's his gender. He's male. For height, I rolled pretty tall, decently tall. For weight, I rolled really skinny. For monstrous to human, I rolled an 11, which I ended up making him more, I made him a demon. Evil to good, good to evil, I rolled more evil. And for the hair and skin and eyes, I rolled, you know, light to dark. I rolled the color out of 7, and I rolled for how saturated it was and how bright it was. I realized that now it was a little redundant to roll light and dark twice, but it's fine. So for the hair, I rolled a pretty low saturated, pretty pale red color. For the skin, I rolled a really dark muted orange color, and if you don't know, when they teach you in art school how to mix paint for skin tones, they actually use a lot of orange, especially for darker skin tones. So I was actually pretty happy about that because it means he had like just kind of almost a normal skin tone. I ended up making it really, really dark, almost melanistic, because he's a demon. I ended up making him a demon, and you'll see that in a minute. His style is dark, so I gave him kind of a punk look, like biker punk kind of aesthetic. And for his eyes, I rolled a really bright red eye. I'm kind of a little disappointed that I didn't roll more cool colors, because I thought it would be cool to like make him like kind of a cold demon. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing, trust me. But I like the way he turned out, and I'm happy that all the things that I rolled were pretty, like, they fit well together. Like the colors are all like pretty warm. There's enough contrast in the physical colors, like the skin, the hair, the eyes, to make it interesting. I struggled a little bit making his outfit dark because his skin was so dark, and you'll see what I do with that later. But yes, I knew off the bat, because of the colors that I rolled, how monstrous and everything, that I was definitely going to make him into a demon. It's very in my comfort zone, I realize that. It was fun, okay? Just let me live my life. But I do plan on doing more of these in the future, so if you want to see that, let me know. And I will almost definitely, I'll maybe not roll on the exact same chart. I might try to figure out a better system. But just for now, it was just fun. But I knew pretty much right away what I wanted him to look like. And I tried at first to draw him like with motorcycle handlebars, and I don't know how to draw that. And I was like, ooh, we'll give him like a crazy like androgynous kind of model pose. And I was like, kind of maybe not. Basically he thinks he's hot shit. He kind of is hot shit. And you'll see what I do with his like arm down there here in just a sec. He's holding his like tail. And I ended up forgetting the spikes when I was doing the line art, so I go back and add those later. But I knew that I was like wanting his tongue to be out and like really obviously like long, and his horns and ears and stuff. And I was gonna do like souls flying around like he was in hell for a simple background. I ended up not doing that. I don't remember why I decided not to do that, because I was kind of running out of time, to be honest. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do like a gradient like I normally do because I don't have that much time, and it ended up taking longer because I didn't like the way it looked. So I should have just gone with the original idea. It's a thing, it's fine, you know, it happens. Not everything can be a win. I also knew that I wanted him to have like this really big like grin, like smile, but I'm not very good at drawing teeth, and it's something I want to get better at. So I think for now this is fine. And his tongue like takes up most of his mouth. And I ended up also giving him some piercings to give him kind of that more badass look. And you'll see later, but I make them all gold because it goes very well with like the reds and the dark oranges and everything like that. I also ended up, for his outfit, I knew he was like had a darker style because I rolled, I think, let's see what I rolled. I rolled a 20. I crit for his style, so I probably could have gone a lot darker. But you know, it's fine. Like I said, I was a little rushed on this one, so it doesn't look like 100% great. That I think it's fun, again, just to play around with character designs, just to like see different traits, and how I put these together is totally different than how you might put these together. And I think that's kind of cool, and I think it would be fun to live stream that, like a draw along almost, where we'll roll random traits off of a list, and everybody can design their own character, and at the end like compare and contrast. I think that'd be kind of fun, but I don't know, we'll see if I ever live stream again. I didn't like this arm. I struggled with it at first a little bit, and then I went in and I just transformed it, edited it, make it look like less crazy long, and I think it turned out okay in the end. And as for the proportions, you guys know that I kind of struggle with drawing guys, and I think this is definitely, I keep doing it because I'm trying to get better at it, and I think I'm getting decently better. It helps whenever in my sketch I'll draw the triangle or the V shape to kind of get the anatomy down the way I want it. And I think that it's working for me. I hope to do more in the future because I can't draw women all the time. I was also originally going to make his tail more flat and less sharp, but I thought it would just fit the character more to make it kind of jagged, and I added some little spikes on the back of his tail. Thinking of it now, I kind of wish I would have added some spikes like that in other places, but I also ended up forgetting the star on his forehead completely, because I was gonna line it, and then I was like, it'll look better if I just freehand it in later, and I never did. That's life. I just forgot. And that's okay. Accidents happen. I kind of also struggled with the colors a little bit. Like, I knew I had the colors I was going to use. I had to fudge them slightly to make them look good, and I'm okay with that. It's part of the artistic process, because this was about the right color for what I rolled. Like this orange, dark orange, and if you, like, you'll know what I mean. If you ever tried to color in darker skin tones, it looks best as a darker orange. And that's what that is. And then the hair was just, I couldn't get it to look right, so I darkened the skin even more, and then even more, and then I put a little bit more saturation into the hair. I think I go back and desaturate it again later. And I do this cool thing with the skin where I airbrush on like a red glow, and you'll see that in a second, because you kind of lose some of the details because the skin is so dark. I thought it kind of added a little cool interest to his face and extremities. I did a different shading than normal. I relied pretty heavily on the airbrush because it looks fine, and I was rushing this, so you'll see some of that too. But there's the red I was talking about, and I started off with just like a normal red, like a more desaturated red, and then I brightened it up in the center a little bit, so it gradated outwards, if you can tell. tell what I'm talking about. And the jewelry I made gold. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, because it fit well with the rest of the color scheme. Instead of like silver would have stood out and black would have gotten lost. So, and for his clothes, like I said, I did grayscale. I thought it looked good enough without taking away. If I would have rolled a more pastel, if I would not have crit on a 20 for how dark his style was, it would have turned out better, I think. But you know, that's what you get with randomly rolling them, so we're gonna just deal with it. And you can see me, I was originally just gonna use the airbrush to add a little bit of depth, and then I ended up going back and doing a kind of lazy cell shade. And now I'm putting in the spikes because I totally forgot. Adding them in later was pretty easy, actually. I just took a contrasting brush color and lined them in because I know how to freehand them. I've drawn them so much, and then it's just easy. I've had to add things last second so many times. And I made them the same color as the shirt, so that way not only would the shirt not stand out so much, but it would also kind of draw your eye around to that area. And really quick, I want to talk about the background too before I start. I was gonna do those soles, and I was like, I didn't do it for some reason. I just forgot, I guess. And so I was like, I'm gonna do a gradient. And I tried to do a textured gradient. That didn't look good. I used a specific sunset gradient because it was really warm colors, and it looked okay, but it was like really saturated, and it's very different from what I normally do for my backgrounds. I try to make them more desaturated so that way they don't like fight with the character. And then I added some cracks, some effects, and like I normally do. I think it looks fine. It's not my comfort zone, so I don't know if I think it looks good, but it looks fine. It's acceptable, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much the whole process behind this random character design. Leave me a like if you liked this video, if you want to see more like this. I do plan on doing more of these in the future. And also, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my patrons, Radiant, James, and Luciferius. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I appreciate you. And if you want to get shouted out every video, you can. Just support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. That's linked below. All of my patrons are linked below. They're all creative. They're wonderful. Please go check them out. Give them your support. And if you like this character, like, let me know, because I think he's cool, and I might repurpose him. But maybe he's not cool enough to be like a main character. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where he goes. But you can see me fiddle with the background here. Like, I can't figure out how I wanted to do it. It would have been faster to do the the little spirits, the little souls, because I ended up fiddling with the background too much. But you know, whatever. That's life, I guess. And then I add some glow, add some color dodge. I ended up adding a couple of like glitter bits, just because I can't not, you guys. It's me, come on. And a little bit of texture to his side of his hair there. But yes, there he is in all of his magnificent glory. But if you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking, leaving a comment, all that good stuff. It helps me out. It doesn't really hurt you guys at all. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.